All right, here we are with the first ever Dads of the Fold tournament finals. I'm Solar Flare, and I'm here with J Pemboy V. JP, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'll be honest, I am tired because I have a newborn. But hey, that's what you get with Dads of the Fold,
That's
right?
what being in the Dads of the Fold guild is all about, right? So we have had to remake this game, or the draft of it, and so before the game started, we had the honor bands on A side, the band Gwen, and B side, band Churnwalker. And of course, now you can see on your screens Yilva and Yates, and this draft has been made a number of times, so we're almost through it. We've got in the lane, Davy Jones on Magnus, and in the captain role, Grandpa Schizo on Grace, and in the jungle, Wayward Son on Sanfeng, I think. There's a chance that's not how that ends up.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting. I've never seen Songfang in jungle role. So and honestly, I'd probably say that doing a crystal jungle Songfang is probably the best option, just due to the burstiness of his crystal build, right?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see, especially into a Koshka, because throw in on Koshka, he's going to be able to clear through the jungle very, very quickly. And I don't think Samfang's clear speed, despite the insanely high damage ratios, especially on his B, I don't think he's going to be able to clear through the jungle nearly as quickly as Koshka. So I'm curious to see. Of course, ultimately their plan is going to revolve around protecting Davy Jones on this Magnus and keeping him safe and allowing him to output all the damage that he can with his perk as well as his Mystic Missiles.
So as far as starting items go, I'm actually really surprised that Wayward didn't go for Stormcrown first in jungle, especially going against such a powerful Koshka. Oof.
My assumption is going to be that they're going to look for some extreme early aggression to counter this Koshka. Maybe that's the idea with going for Crystal Bits instead of the Stormguard banner.
And it goes over to B side.
Yeah, Trowan gets it. Unsurprisingly, Koshka's got so much damage, even at level 1. Grandpa Schizo's taken a good amount of damage, and he's in a rough position, but I think he's going to be able to walk away just fine. Of course, Trowan's now getting
damage.
A-side fronts as well, but Mr. Mofo's taking a lot of damage as well. Grandpa Schizo's almost dead. He's got a flask he doesn't do it in time, and first blood over to B side. And now, Mr. Mofo's looking for more, but he's really low on health, but Scollywop's putting out good damage, but they're all below half health, so they're going to need to get out of here before Grandpa Schizo can make it back.
Looks like they're rotating back up to lane Solar, and massive amount of gold up there.
That's almost 1,000 gold at 1.5 minutes. B-side is off to a great start, and of course we saw this all throughout the stages of our tournament.
Oh, wow.
Team Annihilation has been unbeatable. I think two teams took a single game off of Team Annihilation each, but they have done a very, very good job of playing to their strengths this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. This is very interesting. What we've got going on here is you see these rotations happening where in 3v3 it's kind of difficult because
Schizo's going in, and he does a lot of damage just with his A there.
Absolutely. That A is always something that you got to look out for. Because especially early game, it'll get you. It'll bite you in the... That's for sure. So we're just here watching lane on my screen. Do we have any action going on down below? Ooh, looks like Tron's getting a little bit greedy there and is looking for a little bit of jungle invade.
He's getting greedy, but he's been able to control most of the center of the jungle as well throughout the entire duration of the match so far. He's only at 9 CS, but he's 4 ahead of Wayward Son, who's only got 4. And so,
absolutely,
even with a relatively focused a lot on aggression and damage, he's been able to build up quite an advantage for himself. He's sitting on almost 1,200 gold, and he hasn't shopped. He shopped for the banner, and now he's got crystal bits as well.
Oh, got that Chrono Driver just right off the edge. Spreading the perk there with the Mystic Missile. I'll be honest, I'm sure you guys know this, but I love me some Magnus. He is my most favorite laner to play. Not only in 5v5.
In the jungle, Troan and Wayward Sun duking it out for the tree, and Wayward on Sandfang is able to steal it away with an auto attack.
Nice. My camera action is not quite up to par, and I did miss that one. I'll be honest.
I'm following in the jungle, and you follow in the lane.
Okay. So, really, it's just kind of duking back and forth in the lane, trading hits.
Koshka's looking for a
got a
gank
good
here.
rotation.
He's gonna wait at the forward of that bush.
And they don't have rotation. Davey's playing it safe. It's smart where he's at.
It's good to see Davey being able to play safe. Mr. Mofo is going in for a very deep dive, but Davey Jones makes it out alive.
He
Grandpa
does make it
lands
out.
an amazing.
I'm pretty sure that was a 3-man
Holy
B. I'm not
Nova.
quite sure what it's called. Is that one? That's the one, the Holy Nova?
Yeah, Holy Nova's Grace's
3-man
B.
stun on that. That is awesome.
Really fantastic protection
Very
by
well
Grandpa
done.
Schizo, keeping Davey Jones alive. And that dissuades a lot of pressure that Team Annihilation had, because Koshka spent enough time coming up for that rotation, and they're not able to get any help off of it. And in fact, have to themselves back off to lane. And that's letting Davey Jones catch up in farm. He's only 3 behind now, so things are really looking quite even in the
All right.
Magnus.
And we've got an early game kill with Koshka. Koshka already had her ultimate. That is insane. Troan is level 6 already, and so had that ultimate and was able to get a stun off on Wayward, who is completely unassuming. You gotta watch out for that Koshka.
Wayward has gone for an aftershock first on Sandfang. I've never seen this before. I've not seen a lot of Sandfang jungle in 3v3 either, but especially not aftershock first. I'm really curious how this is gonna play out. Of course, Magnus is he's just completed his Shatterglass, and Scollywop is still waiting to shop. He's sitting on 2,000 gold, but he hasn't completed his first tier 3 item yet.
Oh, just at the very edge of his range. That was very, very well done on Dave. He was able to get some good damage off there. Now, you see that B, or that was actually Kane's ult. And what that is there is, oh man, missed it. Basically, it's really cool because his ult, as long as you are a percentage of health low, then it completely negates all, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Shield,
fortified health, and barrier,
yeah.
all of that, right?
It deals true damage based on your remaining health.
Oh, look at them. They're going to get some
He's going to wait and look
damage
the Holy
on
Nova
this
right there.
turret
Oh,
here.
no, he's changing course now. Two-man stun with the
That
Holy
was
Nova.
perfect.
Koshka stun goes in,
And
but
the
it's
kill.
blocked out. The execute from Kane
Oh
doesn't
my gosh.
have enough damage to take out Davy Jones, and Davy Jones on a sliver of health, and Scollywop as well. But Wayward's
Wayward
going in.
it,
He gets stunned
and
under turret. He's
gonna
taking
die
a
for
lot
it.
of damage, and he doesn't die. It's that
barely
fortified
goes
health
out.
from Sandfang that's keeping him alive there. And Grandpa Schizo and Mr. Mofo still at full health, protecting their teams. There was a lot of very key ultimates in that fight.
Oh, seriously, that was terrifying too, because it was one of those things where, okay, you are, pushing turret to put some pressure, but, sometimes teams will do this, and I'm not sure if this is intentional or not, but they will put pressure on an objective when they feel like they have the damage advantage in a team fight. And that's something that just totally worked out. Oh, stop the
Mr.
port.
Mofo grabbing his stacks.
It's so
He's at
annoying,
19
right?
stacks. He's doing very, very well. They say the rule of thumb, I don't know if this still applies. This was the thing back in the day of 3v3. It was 3 stacks a minute. Of course, you kind of catch up later in the game, but it's only 7.5 minutes in, and he's got 20 stacks. So he's doing very, very well on his 3 stacks a minute. So much damage down on the sand.
So much damage, but
takes him out. Now Davy Jones is having to kite away, trying to put down as much damage as he can. Mr. Mofo's pretty low on health, but they just don't have enough damage to really reach out and touch them at this point.
Yeah,
especially
man.
not with Sandfang gone.
That's just not going to happen.
There's not enough time in the fight for Davy Jones to put out the damage that he needs to right now without Sandfang.
Oh.
He gets really close to the edge there, just dodges the very edge of Kane's ultimate, and Davy Jones is going to be able to walk away alive, but scathed. He wasn't unscathed. He was scathed.
He was very scathed. Man.
Scollywop
So
did a
looks
good
like
job there, utilizing his once more of his B to hit him with to hit Grandpa Schizo with 2 ultimates to put a lot of damage down. And by itself, it doesn't seem like it's too much if you're just using it for damage, but it can very, very quickly stack up. Oh, but Wayward Son is here, and he's found Scully, and he does a lot of damage with his, I guess that's the Aftershock proc, but now Wayward is in very deep all by himself.
Very over his
Grandpa
head.
Schizo's going in behind, lands a 2-man stun, and now... once again, Sam Feng is down, and Davy Jones is trying to put down enough damage to carry his team here. But Wayward, once again, was in a very weird position. He was very, very far forward. Grandpa Schizo takes a lot of damage from Koshka's A, and he's trying to walk out, but the Kane ult takes him out. And now it's just Davy Jones running forward into Catherine. Oh, but gets him with the ultimate. What a shot from Davy Jones, but now he's going to pay for it with his life. And that is a 3-for-1 trade in that game, in that fight. And,
yeah, they got lucky.
They've got some pressure on turret, but they're just letting it go to move down to the jungle.
Yeah, that was really lucky. On A side, it was lucky because they just barely missed that the ace. It was very close to an ace, but they were able to. Wayward was able to spawn, so they spread it out. But man,
really, really close. But
Mofo is very aggressive with his merciless pursuits here on Catherine.
He's trying to build up those stacks, and he's at 30 before 10 minutes, so he is absolutely killing it in the stacked game. And of course, a stack for Catherine is going to give you 1 shield and 1 armor for every stack that you have built up. So he's at 30 right now. That's like a Rook's Decree as far as extra armor.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. No, it doesn't function like Rook's Decree. The silence comes out, and they dive right onto Davy Jones. He gets absolutely deleted. The stuns are coming out, but Wayward Son gets stunned out
of his
master's lesson, and now it is a disaster.
Wow.
It is an absolute disaster for A side for VGB here. They, Mr. Mofo initiated that engage so well with his ultimate into the stun, into the Koshka ultimate. They got everything down onto Davy Jones and absolutely took him out. Wait, they used the Koshka ultimate on Wayward, I believe. Actually.
They did, yeah. They used the Koshka on Wayward. That summed him out of the ultimate. But here's the thing. Here's what happened. I don't know if you've ever played Catherine, but it's not easy to engage with her ultimate. They got lucky because they had the vision advantage in that bottom bush. But man, it is
I don't know
something
that I'd call that getting lucky. I would call that an excellent play right there. And of course, he used his boots to land his
merciless pursuit afterwards.
Yeah. And we're going in again on the fight. Grandpa Schizo's really low on health, but still going into the engages. Of course, he gets some extra health with.
Oh,
well,
man.
There's not enough extra health there for that. You can't dodge the execute damage.
There we go. All right, so we're getting a little back and forth here.
There's a second crucible there on. Wait, no, where'd that crucible come from? Maybe my client's glitching because it showed a crucible, but there was no one who could have procced a crucible. Huh. And in that last team fight that we saw earlier where they got on Davy Jones, they extended their gold lead by 2,000 in just in that single fight, and then the gold mine they took afterwards. So, and now they brought it up another 2,000. They're really pushing their lead here. They're doing a great job of moving forward what they've got. They're still waiting for that first turret, though. They haven't been able to crack that just yet.
Which is good. You don't want to get too aggressive because, especially in 3v3s, things can turn around instantly. If you're a little too aggressive on that first turret and then give up your life, and then
it's true. They found Scollywop. All 3 of Team VGB are down here, and Scollywop's having to run away. Seraphic Flare comes out from Davy Jones, but it's not enough to take him, and now Koshka is on the back line. The Divine Intervention from Grace comes out, but it's not enough. Davy Jones goes down, and Wayward Son's trying to find Scollywop, but he's just out of position now. Gets executed from Kane, and now Grandpa Schizo's trying to make it out, but there is no way. It's a clean ace. The Kraken is up. They're going to get their first turret now.
Now, here's what should happen. Okay, good. I'm glad that they're doing this. This is, this is kind of the 3v3 version of split pushing. It's kind of objectives taking two at the same time because absolutely, Koshka has massive amount of damage to be able to take this.
Is really good at tanking Kraken because her bubble will reflect Kraken's damage back onto him, so she can really do a lot towards taking Kraken. But Scollywop is caught out. He shoots Wayward Son, procs the Divine Bridge, but he is able to run out. And now Wayward Son and Davy Jones are in a tough spot because Koshka can do so much on her own when she's so fed like this, with the Aftershock, the Broken Myth, and the Storm Crown.
Correct.
And Wayward Son gets taken down by the double Aftershock action here, and Catherine's ult comes out, but Catherine might just go down here, but no, is able to. Oh, there it is. The Chrono Driver takes her out, and Davy Jones is running away within an inch
as he
of his
should,
life.
because they've
just run. Fountain comes out very, very late in the fight, but whoa! Chrono Driver takes out Koshka, and now Davy Jones is looking for the 1v3 outplay, but the execute from Kane takes him out, and that's another ace for Team Annihilation. And Scollywop is just going to clean up, and the Kraken has been pushing this entire time. That's
and
3
only
turrets.
Half health.
And Scollywop,
right?
Scollywop procs the stun from Sanfeng once again, and is going to pay for it with a good chunk of damage of his life gone, but he's just going to run off.
Here's the thing with Sanfeng in the jungle. What's going on, man, is that you realize, you think of Sanfeng and you think of him mostly as a captain. And as a captain, man, that dude is tanky. Also, as a top laner, that dude is tanky because a 1v2 you can do easy. But, what's going on here is Wayward doesn't have much on the defensive side of things, and therefore he's just dying so much more quickly than you as a Songfeng captain you would expect, right?
Yeah, and Scully is playing into his hands a little bit, but in general, Sanfeng doesn't have engage; he has counter engage, and so he can't dive onto the back line like a Koshka can, and that's something that we've seen now. And when Wayward's he's been really far forward trying to get to Scollywop. When Scully's been with his team, Wayward has just gotten deleted. Fortified health or not, if you're too far forward, you're just going to get taken out. There's just so much damage. And now we might be seeing this again. They're playing around the bottom of A-side jungle here, but they don't know that camera is there over by the entrance to the lane, and so that's giving Team Annihilation a lot of good information and the ability to play the waiting game however they would like. Of course, they've got good information on where they are, and they have the impunity to be able to go where they want.
Oh man!
Although, look at the gold. It was 6,000, and now it's only 3,000. So some good stuff has been happening, but no, Davy Jones has been caught out in a crazy way with the Divine Intervention and the Master's Lesson come out, and Davy Jones is still alive, although he hasn't been able to output a lot of damage, and now there it is. Now he's down, and now Wayward is looking to be able to make it out, but Fortified Health is not going to keep him alive. That's going to be another ace. There's no way that this is not a third ace. I don't see Grandpa Schizo being able to get out of this one, although he's buying a lot of time.
Yeah.
And that's another clean ace. It's a 3-for-0. Team Annihilation living up to their name.
And they should end this right now.
Absolutely annihilating VGB in this game here.
16-minute game. One Kraken was
17-minute game.
17 minutes. We'll say 17
too.
Oh, are they going to do it 16? Yeah. Okay, 17-minute game.
Davy Jones tries to land a Chrono Driver. It's
not going to happen.
The charm emoji for Scollywop. And ladies and gentlemen, game 1 to Team Annihilation.